Set up with a whole series of the drawings, and so you see what I was talking about the changes, although here the changes, one of the major changes is made between this one and this one, and although the change is not at all in the figure here, the change is incredible in the difference here and here. In the first place, of course, obviously this, and here is Dutch painting again, incidentally. I mean, this is clearly Rubens-esque, and this is Frans Hals-esque. I have for years thought that that's a particular Frans Hals, and I find that I can't find which Frans Hals it is, so I suspect it's not a particular Frans Hals, but it looks so much like the Frans Hals that are in, there's a whole series of them in the Frans Hals Museum in Haarlem, and they're scenes of the officers of military groups, but sitting there with their wine glasses or their beer glasses in front of them in a typical Dutch way, shall we say. I hope there aren't too many Dutch people who will resent my saying that being typical, but it seems to me that way. And you see the glasses there and how much fun he's having painting the glasses. But you see what he's done is he's changed it and made the paintings much more interesting in relationship to the scene than they were before. And he worked through, you see in that photograph of his studio, an incredible number of different ideas for the woman. Eventually he used my mother as the model. I give you that as, you might say, an interesting sidelight, because my oldest brother is the model for this and my mother is the model for that. And I don't know, it's not quite Oedipal, but it's something in there. But it didn't start out that way, because that is definitely not my mother. But you know, he starts it out with an idea of it's a sort of a puritanical woman, and so he's working with an earlier Dutch painting, and he moves it. This is actually not Dutch, it's Belgian painting, Rubens, but he moves it into much less puritanical and changes it from being something where the paintings are looking a little resentful at it or paying little attention, like this painting, to the paintings really being quite lively and enjoying the whole thing.